बॉयज, मैं जानता हूं कि आप में से बहुत जन हैं जो काफी ज्यादा डिसअपॉइंटेड है विद द लॉन्च ऑफ द ऑल न्यू R3 एंड डिजर्विंगली सो। इसीलिए गाइस मैंने असेंबल किया है 3 मेजर इश्यूज व्हाई द Yamaha R3 was never supposed to succeed in India. As a matter of fact, मुझे लगता है this is perhaps the most misunderstood bike in the market currently. So with that being said, चलिए अब हम अपना वीडियो स्टार्ट करते हैं। Point number 1 has to be this whole misconception of trying to sell this bike as a sports tourer. Maybe in 2015 guys, जब sports tourer की market में ज़्यादा options ही available नहीं था, but then again at that time also we knew it was a compromise. लेकिन आज के जमाने में जहां पर इतना ज्यादा आपको ऑप्शंस मिलता है 300-400 सीसी सेगमेंट में, so in today's world it just doesn't make sense for Yamaha to try to sell this bike as a sports tourer. As a matter of fact, doesn't this contradict the whole R DNA? जैसा कि आप जानते ही हो, the R DNA is supposed to represent the racing and the motorsports heritage. तो उसमें एक स्पोर्ट्स टूरर क्या करता है? So yeah guys, I feel like point number 1 has to be the wrong marketing strategy for this bike guys. Trying to sell this bike as a sports tourer. What Yamaha should have really tried to do was to market this bike as an enthusiast sports bike guys. Exactly what TVS did with the RR310. जैसा कि आप जानते ही हो, TVS ने एक डोमेस्टिक homologated racing series भी बनाया है उस बाइक के लिए, so that people can take these bikes, come to the track and improve their riding capabilities. This is exactly what Yamaha should have done with the all new R3. Speaking a little more on that particular point guys, Yamaha has so much lineage in the racing industry. उसी के साथ साथ आप तो जानते ही हो कि वो अपना R15 को कितना रेस ओरिएंटेड मार्केट करते हैं इंडिया में। So wouldn't it have made sense for Yamaha to try to go the sports bike route for the R3, like push the whole enthusiast thing, maybe start a domestic racing series as well? So yeah boys, that was my point number 1. The whole marketing strategy was a big flop, hence why the first generation of Yamaha R3 didn't succeed in India. And that is exactly what is happening to the second generation as well. So with that being said, let's move on to point number 2 guys, which has to be not doing the proper market research and not being fully committed into the project. मुझे लगता है कि Yamaha ने बहुत half-heartedly ये नया R3 को लॉन्च किया है इंडिया में, क्योंकि अगर आप देखें तो they have had great success when it comes to the R15, like in the beginner class, in the entry level. जैसा कि आप जानते ही हो, R15 कितने ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल नहीं है इंडिया पर. So Yamaha should have really banked on that, doubled down on their success on the R15s and tried to make the Yamaha R3s a completely built unit in India. Not a knocked down unit from Indonesia, but a built unit. क्योंकि guys, एक built unit का फायदा होता कि they would have been able to position this bike a lot cheaper in the market, जिससे उनका कंपटीशन काफी ज्यादा हाई हो जाता कंपेयरिंग इट टू द रेस्ट ऑफ द राइवल्स इन दिस कैटेगरी. जैसा कि आप जानते ही हो, सबसे बड़ा इशू दैट इज प्लेगिंग द न्यू R3 as well as the old generation of R3 is the price tag. First generation of R3 was also extremely expensive for what it was offering. This same issue is now plaguing ये second generation of R3 को also guys. This is actually not a bad bike at all. It is a great bike. लेकिन at the price that Yamaha is offering us this bike, it has become kind of rudimentary at this point of time. क्योंकि मार्केट में आज के जमाने में इतना ज्यादा ऑप्शंस है कि the new R3 doesn't stand a chance when it comes to the rivals. See, I know that Yamaha is not expecting to sell a shit ton of R3s in India. As a matter of fact, they will be quite happy with like basic sales, not something that is terribly bad. But अगर उनको decent sales numbers मिलता है from the R3, they will be more than happy because they just want to test the market out. Still, after all these years and after having settled their dominance in the market, काफी अच्छा एक market share लेके बैठे हैं Yamaha, but still they want to test the market. So I don't know how half-hearted you can be. Like अगर Yamaha would have doubled down on this whole project for the R3 की look, हमने R15 को बहुत अच्छा सक्सेस बनाया है इंडिया में, People love us as a brand in India. Let's double down on this and sell them the R3 at a good price so that जितने भी बंदे हैं जो R15 से upgrade करना चाहते हैं will choose us. Even though market में दूसरे competitors हैं which might be offering better values, but because we have a good market share, हमारा नाम अच्छा बन चुका है market में, we can still compete with the top dogs. For example, Aprilia and KTM. So that is what Yamaha should have really done. But we all know what the fate of the current generation of R3 is right now. So yeah, boys, that was point number 2. Why the Yamaha R3 was not supposed to succeed in India. Before I move on any further, guys, मैं just बोलना चाहता हूँ कि ये video is not about me bashing Yamaha. मैं अपना सिर्फ ओपिनियन दे रहा हूँ because I'm a fan of the brand. As a matter of fact, मैं 2 Yamaha का बाइक ओन करता हूँ and I don't see a future where I don't own a Yamaha in my garage. So with that being said, guys, I hope आप सब समझ सकते हो कि all of this is just my opinion and I'm just putting my perspective out there on the internet for you guys to debate on it. So with that being said, चलिए हम अपना third point में move on करते हैं, which has to be the timing, guys. जैसा कि आप जानते ही हो, there is a saying, time is money. So अगर आपका टाइम सही होता है guys, even if you're not delivering the best product at the best price, लेकिन if you beat everybody else to the market, you already have an upper hand. क्योंकि मार्केट में आपने अपना एक नाम ऑलरेडी बना लिया है और आपके कंपेटिटर्स को वो टाइम एक्स्ट्रा लगने वाला है to create a name for themselves. So Yamaha really had a big upper hand when it goes to the timing, but KTM beat them to the punch in the first time around when it went to the first generation of the Yamaha R3 and the first generation of the KTM RC390. वो टाइम पर भी KTM was offering you a product at a cheaper price. So everybody decided to go for the KTMs and आप तो जानते ही हो कि Yamaha R3 was discontinued just a couple of years later. So hence why मुझे लगता है कि Yamaha has still not recovered from that blow and they are still trying to play catch up with the rest of the industry, whereas the rest of the industry आप जानते हो has gone leaps and bounds ahead already. So with that being said, guys, these were my 3 main points why Yamaha R3 was not supposed to succeed in India. But then again, boys, just because the Yamaha R3 did not have good sales numbers doesn't mean that ये बाइक अच्छा नहीं है. Just look at me for an example. मैं निकला था खरीदने के लिए एक Royal Enfield Continental GT, guys. But as soon as I had a test ride on the R3, I fell in love with the bike and I bought it outright. And आज भी, guys, after owning this bike for almost 5 years, I still contemplate कि do I really want to sell this bike? जैसा कि आप जानते हो, मार्केट में अभी इतना ज़्यादा options आ चुका है in the 300-400 cc segment with all of the newest, latest technology and so many more features. So मैं भी काफी ज़्यादा tempted हो रहा था to go for these newer bikes just to get a taste of what these new machines are all like. But then again, जब मैं realistically and logically सोचता हूँ इस subject के बारे में, it just doesn't make sense to sell my old R3 because it's that beauty of a bike, guys. So with all that being said, guys, मैं आपसे बस एक ही request करता हूँ. If you are somebody who are looking forward to buying the R3 or was waiting to check it out, क्योंकि currently इंटरनेट पे इतना ज़्यादा negative reviews चल रहा है R3 के बारे में, I'm pretty sure कि आपने भी मन बना लिया था कि no, this bike is too pricey and I don't want to buy it. But I would urge you to go to the showroom and check out the bike for yourself. Don't let people on the internet make the decision for you. Yamaha R3 is a great bike. Yes, I agree it is quite expensive. But then again, कभी-कभार आप अच्छे रेस्टोरेंट में जाते हो ना to eat nice and expensive food. Why? Because you want to have a good experience. So I feel like the R3 is something like that. You need to experience it to know what it's all about. So yeah, boys, I urge you to go check out the new R3 and make your own decision. And that would conclude my video about why the Yamaha R3 was not supposed to succeed in India and is perhaps the most misunderstood bike to be sold in our country. With that being said, I am Rohit Negi and you're watching Mr. Suits. I'll catch you guys on another video. Peace.